Hi, this is the last video in our article formatting tutorial series. It will be about the final touches and then saving the article. We will again be talking about the categories. They are very important. Then we will talk about the two save buttons that you can choose from. We will talk about whether to save or to cancel and why it is so important that you have to save and cancel. And we will talk about logging off, very important. You have to be signed in to the administration layer of the website, and you will then find that edit button, which will allow you to open the article that you want to edit and eventually save. Now, we started off with this series of videos talking about how to create the article. We also were talking about how to prepare the text. We were talking about the font, we were talking about the size and the formatting of it. And we also talked about some commonly used formatting tools which you will find in this toolbar. There are of course more things that we can do, but some of these things will be handled in specialized videos. What we want to talk about here really is this area. Why it is necessary to save or cancel if you don't want to save. We'll just touch on versions a little bit. But the danger is you could have an article open like this and close the web page without saving and without cancelling. If you do not save or cancel and close the web page, it means that your article will be locked and you will not be able to open it up next time. You will have to contact the webmaster to be able to unlock an article for you to be able to open the article. Now the important point here is that when you open an article for editing, you are putting a lock on it so nobody else can do the same on the same article. And if you save or cancel the article, then you unlock it again and it becomes then available for someone else to or even yourself at a later time to edit the article again. We will assume that we have now finished our article. It is all done. We're quite happy with everything in it, and all we want to do now is we want to save it. The reason I wanted to talk to you about categories again is to stress the importance of categories. As I explained in the very first video, whatever category you choose to link or attach this article to will decide on which page this article will appear. Now, we have continuously been working on an article for the news page, and therefore in the publishing tab you have to make sure that you choose the news category. That way the article will appear in the news tab. If the article was intended for the About Us tab, then you should have chosen About Us. Of course, if you click on that little arrowhead, you will find that there are generally a handful or more categories to choose from depending on how the website is set up. When you use uncategorized is when any one of those pages may contain only one article. When that is true, then you don't have to change the category from uncategorized. Now, the word uncategorized in itself is a category, just means that it is not categorized to other pages. There is a single article available for a specific page. Then you leave it as uncategorized. Otherwise, you have to use the category. Now, normally the category here would tie up with the menu items over there, like news and the category news. If you had a menu link to fixtures, you would use fixtures. If you had another menu link to social, you would use the category socials. If you had another menu link for reports, you would use category reports. This is the difference between uncategorized and categorized. Uncategorized, a single article for the page. Categorized, or a different category, means you can have multiple articles on the same page. For instance, logical, on any news page you would normally find more than one news item. One last final time, choosing the correct category will determine if your article appears on the correct page. Enough said about categories. Now, I'm just going to go back to the content page. On the content page, you complete your article. When you're happy with it, you must either save or cancel. If you cancel, you lose everything you've done. If you save, you obviously save everything you've done. Now, there are two save buttons. You have the main save button up there, but you also have a bit of a small little save icon here as well, which you can use. Both of them will do the exact same thing, no difference whatsoever. Right. Now, just briefly, we weren't really going to talk about the language tab and the metadata tab. Those two tabs you can ignore completely. It is not really very useful, especially the language tab, which I just clicked on. This is just to choose which language you want this article to appear in. In our case, we will always only have English UK. If you know what metadata means, then yes, this tab could be useful. It is very simple, really. Metadata is used by search engines to find your article on the web. So if you want the public out there in the world to find your article, you put in some metadata, which the search engines will then use to direct at whoever is making a search. In this field, you will just put a short description of what your article is about, very short, and here you would pick a handful of real keywords that people would use to search for. For instance, if your article is about motor cars, you could, and let's say your article is about a specific motor car, like a Ferrari, then you would put Ferrari in there as a keyword. Or if it's about a BMW, you would put BMW in there as a keyword. Of course, metadata is set up for your whole website, so normally when people search, they wouldn't search for any specific information in an article. They will search for a bowls website or a tennis website. So no need to put this in for articles, and that's why I didn't mention it, but you could put it in if you want, and then after you put it in, you can save your article and that'll be saved, and search engines will automatically pick up on it. Right, so what else is there to talk about? There's one more button that we have not discussed, and that's the versions button. Now, All it means, if you click on the button, a window will open to show you all the versions, previous versions of this same article, and you can see who the author was. You can see whether it should be kept forever or not. That indicates that this is the current version, and these are the older versions of the same article. So if you want to scrap a current version and revert back to an older version, you would select it there, and you would click on restore, and that will restore your older version. I'm not going to restore anything, but that is just a brief description of what this means. Right, and to exit out of this window, you will simply click on that little X icon, and that'll close the window for you. That is all that I want to talk to you about in this video. I hope this has helped you to understand the text editor and use it more effectively in the future. Just want to save the article one more last time. The very last note that I want to make is that whenever you are finished with the maintenance layer of the website, it is always a good idea to log out. Now in our case, it will be found here on the home page and on the login form, and it will give you the opportunity to log out like I am going to do now. And you will notice that the additional menu items have now disappeared. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching.